Hi guys, Robo46 here, welcome yourselves to round 2 of Robo's Racing League on MotoGP 17 on the Xbox One. Today we're racing at Termas De Rio Hondo at Argentina, but you may remember from the first round that there was an incident under investigation with Gidzi. Race Direction have decided to give him 1 penalty point for the incident at turn 1 on the first lap. But let's get into qualifying for round 2, and it is Jack in first place on his KTM, followed by myself in second, Birders de Word in third, Typical Mikey fourth, Stealing Set in fifth, Lone Wolf sixth, F1 Fan seventh, Jamie, who is a substitute rider on the Suzuki in 8th, Morgan 9th, Chutney BMX 10th, and Gidzi 11th, and Dr. Monty in 12th. So let's go and have a look to see how Jack's pole position lap went on his KTM. So here we go, on board with Jack. He's already just set pole as well, so he's going to go a bit quicker again. He's just on a 133.989, but this lap is going to be even quicker. Coming up to this tricky right-hander, you can make or lose loads of time through here. I mean, if you take it too tight, if you touch the curb, it does a lot of the time result in a crash. If you go a bit too wide, you end up on the outside curb, and that will lose you drive because your rear just spins up. But if you get it right, you can make up loads of time through that corner. Through this long left-hander, and then the next right-hander is a horrible corner because there's not a lot of grip here. And you can spin up the rear quite badly if you're not gentle on the throttle. This corner as well, I don't know what's up with this corner in this game. In previous games it's been alright, but in MotoGP 17 it's a bit strange. It doesn't quite feel right. Another long left-hander before the penultimate corner. And then the final corner. So Milestone have actually done an update to help with tyre life in longer races online. So tyre life should be better, as that is the end of Jack's lap. And I decided to go for medium tyres because I didn't think that soft would hold out the whole race. So I decided to go for medium. There's some other people who went for a different combination of medium front and hard rear. But here we go. We got me in the top left, Birders de Word on the right, and Jack on the bottom. So here we go, round 2. Jack getting a super special start, spinning up his rear. And then a few people trying to come through. Catties everywhere. A bit of lag as well. I managed to stay in 4th place. Birders de Word got hit quite badly by Chutney BMX there on the Repsol Honda. Luckily didn't take him out, but Chutney BMX did crash. Just went in there way too hot, and yeah, very lucky for Birders de Word to get away from that. Just got pushed it a little bit wide, but it's all good. Everyone just squabbling for places down the back straight. And into this tight right-hander. Birders de Word currently in 4th. Jack already got a big lead. As Typical Mikey goes a bit wide. Birders de Word catching right up to the back of him. Stealing Set in second at the moment. As a Typical Mikey pushes them a bit wide. Birders de Word comes through. I'm just behind Lone Wolf. Birders de Word goes second. Obviously Jack's still in the lead. And I'm still trying to get past Lone Wolf at the moment. Lone Wolf goes on the curb a little bit. I did think about shoving it up the inside, but I didn't want to do it Ian One. So I thought I'd just stay there. Almost went up the inside there, but a bit of contact pushed me onto the grass. So I lost quite a bit of time there. So back with me for the second lap. I got someone right behind me, F1 Fan on the Suzuki, as we close up on Lone Wolf. I think there may have been a little bit of lag as I went into that corner, because Lone Wolf almost looked like he sat up before I even got to him. So maybe there's a bit of lag there as he tries to come back past. And with Birders de Word, he's got Typical Mikey just behind him as we all go on to the back straight. I'm trying to keep Lone Wolf just behind me. The bird is the word. He starts braking for this tight hairpin, but gets hit in the rear by typical Mikey and forced very wide. And just lost one place to typical Mikey as he tries to regain it. Goes up the inside of him and regains second place from the Yamaha. I'm still in 5th at the moment, and I got to try and see if I can catch up to these guys. But I was struggling. I was struggling for grip because I went for medium tyres. I wasn't aware that soft tyres would actually last the distance. I didn't realise that Milestone had fixed tyres a bit too well, a bit like they've done in Valentino Rossi the game. So Jack was on soft front and soft rear. So was Bird is the word. I think Stealing Set was on mediums, same as me. I know that someone said that they were on medium front and hard rear. I can't remember who that was though. But yeah, so quite a few different tyre combinations. Whilst this race was going on, I was just like, well, come towards the end of the race, hopefully my tyres will come into play and I'll have a bit more tyre life left than everyone else. But I was just spinning up all the time. I had traction control on full. I wasn't being overly aggressive on the throttle. I was starting to catch Stealing Set just ahead of me on the Repsol Honda. But the other trouble I had with the medium tyres is it was making me understeer as well. And it was affecting my braking, which was a bit of a pain in the ass, but I kind of just had to try and ride through it and see if we could get any more places. So 5th at the moment. Like I said, we're catching up to Stealing Set. Bird is the word, and typical Mikey just starting to edge away from Stealing Set a little bit. Got Lone Wolf and F1 Fan behind me swapping places. I go very wide there. I was struggling with this corner. I just could not get the bike to stop. I was braking in exactly the same place as what I was in qualifying and in qualifying, and when I was doing time trial as well. It was spot on my braking point, but in this race it wasn't very consistent, my braking point, for some reason. Sometimes I'd get it stopped in time. A lot of the time I went wide, but as we come to the end of lap 3, I was right on the tail of Stealing Set, but just could not get the drive out of corners because this rear medium tyre was just spinning up. So I tried to get underneath here, and then went a little bit wide. Stealing Set came back underneath. I tried to get a better exit. I'm on the wrong side for the left-hander. Try to cut it back and try and get a good exit, and then try and get a good run through this turn. But that was one turn that was definitely letting me down with the mediums on, because just going through there, trying to get decent line, it was just pushing a bit too wide and then spinning up when I was getting on the throttle. So not getting down there as well as I hoped, but I managed to get Stealing Set on the brakes, went a little bit wide, and Stealing Set came back underneath. So at the moment, still in 5th place. Trying to take a slightly tighter line. And then I tried to get underneath him on the brakes, almost had it, and then unfortunately lost the front and ended up crashing. Luckily didn't take Stealing Set with me, and my bike forced him a little bit wide, but it did not make him crash, which was good. So we've actually lost another 2 places, as Lone Wolf and F1 Fan have both come past now, and I was just struggling with these medium tyres. So I tried to get underneath Stealing Set, and unfortunately just put the brake on a bit too hard at the end and just lost the front. So got a lot of work to do again. So just going to have to try and push to see if I can catch up to F1 Fan and Lone Wolf. Of course, you saw me struggling to get past Lone Wolf a bit earlier on. But first we've got that Suzuki to try and get Stealing Set going very wide there. As we flick right, I went very wide on the curb, luckily not too much on the curb. If you go a bit too far on the curb, your rear goes up in the air, and then obviously you got no drive, no traction. It goes horribly wrong. So we lost a bit of time out that corner, trying to make it up on the brakes, but well, we made up quite a bit there as the F1 fan and Lone Wolf still fighting. That's definitely helping me to catch him back up. Of course, you still got Jack way off in the lead at the moment by himself. Bird is the word, still in second place with typical Mikey just behind him. See, I went wide again there. Just trying to get the drive out of corners, but not quite working. Trying to take it easy into here. This F1 fan went wide there, but couldn't quite get him. Quite tight, turned tight enough. And trying to get a good run through here, trying to get a good exit. And we got a good drive, very good drive. But on the wrong side, and definitely didn't want to go underneath F1 fan. Although he went very wide, so we did manage to get underneath him. Lone Wolf went wide as well. F1 fan tried to come through me, didn't quite work. So we're up to 6th place. Now we've got to catch back up to Lone Wolf and try and get past him as he goes a bit wide, but cuts it back for a late apex. Stealing set still in 4th place. But is the word, pulling away from typical Mikey now as F1 fan almost came up the inside of me there. Just trying to get some good exits of corners. Quite close enough. Oh, just about picking up the slipstream now, but obviously didn't want to end up outbraking myself completely and ploughing into Lone Wolf, so a bit earlier on the brakes. Trying to get a good run out. Yeah, the Tech 3 Yamaha's not doing that well at the moment. On the wrong side of Lone Wolf as he goes a bit wider, try to go underneath him. Just about manage it, and then he comes back through, and then he goes a little bit wide, so I cut back underneath him. Just managed to edge ahead, so back up to 5th place, but I go a bit wide again and he comes back underneath. And then try and get a better drive up, but don't quite work. And then we do get alongside him and up the inside. Does he try and re-overtake? Yes, he does. So a big battle with Lone Wolf at the moment. I'm trying to slipstream him before the first corner. But not close enough as he goes wide again. I try to sneak up the inside. Not quite happening. Closing again on the brakes. Gonna have to try again into that tight hairpin at the end of the straight. Took a tighter line that time and got a really good run through there to go back up to 5th, but Lone Wolf's Ducati comes back through, pushes her back down to 6th. Try to be later on the brakes and just about managed to get it stopped for the corner. So we're back up to 5th, and now we've got to see if I can pull away from Lone Wolf. A crash a bit further up ahead for typical Mikey on the Yamaha. He was just behind Bird is the word, but you'll notice now that he is in fact behind Stealing Set. Stealing Set went wide, I went very wide. Lone Wolf came back underneath. I was just definitely struggling with that corner, but I do manage to get alongside Lone Wolf and put it up the inside again for the left-hander. So back up to 5th, just making way too many mistakes at the moment. Like I said, not feeling comfortable at all on the medium tyres. You can see I've hardly used them at all, and we're on lap number 7 of 10. Now I just had to see if I could push and pull away from Lone Wolf and see if I had any chance of catching 4th place. But with Bird with the word now. Bird is the word even. On lap number 8 with him. Aboard his factory Ducati, you can see Jack's got a pretty big lead over him, but he's got a pretty big lead over 3rd place. So Jack at the moment has 6.5 seconds. And Bird is the word. Didn't even tell us what it was over typical Mikey, but typical Mikey was back in 3rd place and trying to pull away from Stealing Set on the Repsol Honda. Like I said, Jack was on soft front, soft rear, so was Bird is the word. And you can see they still got a hell of a lot of tyre life left, with only 2 laps left to go after this one. So soft tyres will last the complete race distance online now, which is nice to know. Now that I do know, I don't need to use medium tyres for the next race. So with Dr. Monty now, Jack's teammate on the KTM, down in 9th place. He's got Jamie behind him, who's wildcarding on the Suzuki. Like I said, he's standing in for AMS Blaze, who unfortunately couldn't race this time. So Jamie stepping in on the Suzuki for him. But yeah, Dr. Monty on the KTM being caught by Jamie at the moment. We'll see what the time is over this split. So 1.4 seconds at the moment. His tyres looking very good as well. No one's going to have tyre issues anymore with them wearing out. You can see Jamie just closing in on the brakes by quite a bit there. Big spin up there for Dr. Monty coming out that corner. That lost him quite a bit of time as well. He's down to 0.8. So he'd lost over half a second in one sector. Jamie was right behind him now. See by the arrow that Suzuki was ready to pounce. Bit wide on the exit there, that allowed the Suzuki to catch right up, and Jamie goes underneath him. Tries to, eventually gets past, gets pushed onto the grass a bit. But Dr. Monty does let him past. So Jamie up to 9th. Dr. Monty down to 10th place. And that is the end of lap number 9. Now we'll go with Jack for the final lap on the KTM. Word is the word, still in 2nd place. Typical Mikey in 3rd. Stealing Set was still in 4th. I was in 5th. And then I think it was Lone Wolf in 6th. So Jack had a massive lead. Got the perfect start. No one could battle him, stay with him. And he just pulled out lap by lap. Bird is the word was about 8 seconds behind on the factory Ducati. Keeping it very, very smooth on the KTM. You see, he's got soft rear, and his tyres look absolutely fine. Still got plenty of grip in them. So, at least next time I know not to stick the mediums in. I can stick with softs and know that they will reach the end of the race and still have loads of life left in them. Crash for Jamie on the Suzuki there. But Jack was coming to the end to take his 2nd win of the season. 2 from 2 at the moment. And both from pole position. And there we go, that was Jack done. Back with me on the last part of the lap. And also bottom left, you got Dr. Monty, unfortunately has a crash on the final lap. And that did allow Jamie to come back through on the Suzuki after Dr. Monty passed him after Jamie crashed. But we are so close to Stealing Set, but couldn't quite manage to get past him. But Jack took the win, followed by Bird is the word in 2nd place. Typical Mikey 3rd. Stealing Set takes 4th. I take 5th place, just behind him. Lone Wolf 6th. F1 Fan in 7th. Chutney BMX ends up in 8th. And then Dr. Monty finishes in 9th, Jamie 10th, Gidsy 11th, and Morgan in 12th place. So not a good day for the Tech 3 Yamaha team with 5th and 12th. So that was the end of the race. We can see what that has done to the championship now. Of course, it's a perfect start for Jack. He takes another 25 points. So he is now on 50 points. Bird is the word, moves up to 2nd place aboard his Ducati with 35 points. I get knocked down to 3rd place with 31. Typical Mikey is in 4th place with 27. Lone Wolf in 5th with 20. Morgan is in 6th with 17. There's 4 of them on 17 in fact, with Morgan in 6th, Chutney BMX in 7th, F1 Fan 8th, and Stealing Set in 9th, all on 17 points. Dr. Monty is in 10th with 14 points. Gidsy is in 11th with 10. And then you've got AMS Blaze in 12th with 6 points, and his standing rider for this round, Jamie, in 13th with 6 points. So that is the Rider Championship at the moment. You also see that Gidsy's penalty point has been put on. If he gets to 5 penalty points, he will miss qualifying for the next round of the championship. And then if anyone reaches 10, they will miss a round completely. But that is that. Let's see what that's done to the team championship now. And Red Bull KTM moves to the top with 64 points. Ducati move into second place with 56 points. Tech 3 Yamaha, a real bad day for us. We move down to third place now with 48 points. Movistar Yamaha in fourth with 37 points. Repsol Honda in fifth with 34 points. And Suzuki in sixth with 29 points. So that is the end of round number 2. Like I said, the update did fix the tyre life, and now soft tyres will last the whole race distance, which is nice to know now. But the next round, guys, will be at Circuit of the Americas, Austin, Texas, and that will be on Monday, the 7th of August. Anyway, guys, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave this video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel for more content. I shall see you guys in the next video. See you!